Hey, yo, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehoshua, this is Sound Some YYBY.
The 12 tribes. Ooh, oh, oh, the 12 tribes. Yeah.
As you see this wonderful studio, analog board. I think this is an SSL. I think so. It might be. I forgot his name, but he's a popular engineer, man. Very popular engineer. I think this is an older studio. Because I could tell the way it looked. Who knows? It might be something he still use now, but a lot of the times, they probably have more space. But a lot of this older studios, you know, they make it work, do what it do. As you can see on this mixer right here, right? They got this tape. They got these names right here. See that right there? That means that every time they open up a new song or they're doing a new song, they have to sit here and race and name stuff different. They have to name stuff different, man. But when you're inside Reason or another dog, whatever you name it, and you open up that song, that name is right there. You don't have to change the name no more, stuff like that. Now, I think this mixer is one of the older Johns where it doesn't connect with the DAW. And what I mean by that is like when you open up the DAW and based on the mixer levels of the software you're using on Pro Tools or whatever DAW you're using, the mixers start going up and down. It's kind of like this idea right here. Like, it's kind of like this idea right here, It's kind of like, that type of thing right there. Or the mixer levels, just like the modern day joint, or the levels going up and down and stuff like that. So that's a dope thing because what it does, like the older model SSLs or mixers or British consoles, they wasn't like that. So that'll make it easier because of the reason why is because when they sitting right here, the arm length is only so much. Like you gotta slide way over here and change the mixer levels and everything. You gotta slide down here to change the mixer levels and stuff like that, and look at the meters and stuff. Boom, 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 and then on top of that, when you pushing the tracks up, you gotta push the tracks up with your hands. They're not always precise. You don't get that perfect thing compared to when you open up Reason and you do, something like this. Let me give you an example. When you do like this. See, I got these tracks right here. I can actually select this track, hold shift, select those tracks, and boom, 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 like that. You get that perfect level. So if I'm doing like this, and I got these perfect levels like this, and I really like the way that sound, but I think they're too loud, I can actually, get that perfect volume change perfectly without, screwing it up and everything. So, in here, you had to just get your fingers and push it up. Hope you don't accidentally push one of them up too much or too less and stuff like that. There's pros and cons to it. Now keep in mind, people, when I talk about this stuff, I'm not talking about this to diminish analog because I love it. I come from that era. It just I love it, but I don't miss it. But far as the workflow of it, I do not miss the workflow of it. But I do miss the sound of certain, devices and everything. But the main reason I'm talking about this is because I know a lot of people who are not satisfied with the DAW they use, and especially a lot of people who complain about Reasons a lot, and it's like, to me personally, respectfully, that a lot of people are ungrateful. They ungrateful. They spoil you. Not ungrateful. I'm sorry. Spoil you because they don't understand. They don't come from this era. Because if you come from this era, you already get it. That's why a lot of the times you don't act the way you acting out. Especially if you use this era, not if you come from, if you use this era, if you was dealing with this, because in this time, man, when you recording, especially with the analog tape, you you have to rap all the way through. You have to sing all the way through. If you mess up, I got to start over again. It ain't no, tag me in and let me say this part, then stop and let me say another part, then stop and let me say another part. No, you have to rap all the way through. Imagine that. But it was good because it made the artist very skillful. It made them very skillful. So when they on stage, they perform their stuff very well, especially singers, man. Especially singers. Made their skills very, sharp. So they was already prepared. So you know, I'm talking about it because I want to give people, I want to help people get an understanding of for the generations who maybe who haven't dealt with this or who haven't experienced this, get an understanding of how it works and what's going on compared to this and compared to the digital dogs, right? So, um, so I think this computer right here is an older computer. It look older, right? So I don't think this was connected to the dog. It might be. I could be wrong though. So, but this this dude got so much. People don't understand how much this stuff costs, man. He got some of the top stuff. Like this is on levels on levels. This is crazy. Just look at all this. And they make a lot of emulation of this stuff, man. Some stuff they sound good, some stuff is almost there. But this is crazy. Some things I can see right now where I can kind of identify what it is, man. It look like a pole tech right there. So we inside your dogs. You ain't paying a lot for what you have. You like, yo, y'all get real, real picky and yeah, they need to change this and change that and update this and update the plugin and I don't understand why the EQ is like this and I understand why this is like that. They should add this and tweak that and boom, boom, boom. And well, why they charging $100 for the plugin online and that's cost too much and stuff like that. And I'm like, $100 that y'all spend on whatever y'all spend it on real quick. So let me get y'all understanding, right? So for example, like this device right here, this look familiar, right? So he got 3 of these. He got 3. I think this is the tube, if I'm correct. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find this tube right quick. Let me see, so I can show y'all the price of something right quick. Let me see if I can pull up the let's go to not that. Let me see what I can do. I think I forgot the name of that joint, but I might. Let me see. I think this it. No, is this it? Tuba compressor. Mm-mm. Let me go back to that picture right quick. I see the red logo right here. I think I know. I think I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna catch it. I think I know what it is too. Here you go. Boom, right there. Boom, right here. In the studio, that guy got 3. Like, look, he got 3 of those. And look how much this Universal Audio Classic Level amplifier costs. Basically, damn near $5,000. So you know what I'm saying? 4,000, 4,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he got 3 of these, right? He got 3 in the studio. When people be like, yo, I wish it worked and do this and do that. Because when you was paying that $4,000, you won't complain about what it need and what it don't need. You're gonna put it to work, and whatever you're gonna make the best out of it because you pay all that money for it. See, but when y'all not paying a lot of money for something, y'all keep crying about every simple little feature about something, especially like in Reason and other dolls, when technically we have enough to really make things great and get a job done. Because this guy got 3 of those amplifiers right here. So imagine how much everything else in here costs, man. Not only you dealing with wires, everything got to be plugged up and connected a certain way. If it's not, that's fire hazard right there all day. Fire hazard all day long. Fire hazard. And then your electric bill is off the Richter scale, man. Your electric bill is crazy. So you better be making money. This better not be a hobby, unless you're just a rich person. Your family rich and you blessed and all that, and you can run up the bill, whatever it is. But you better come out the moon rich. Because if not, your electric bill is cuckoo crazy. Cuckoo crazy. Believe me when I tell you, because guess what? Because we keep our computers right now on about 1 or 2 days sometimes. Excuse me. We cut them off, but a lot of the times we keep them on, go to sleep, wake up, they're still on. Let's be real, we do it sometimes. I know I do it sometimes. Wake up, it's still on, and get on it, work on some stuff. I want to turn it off because I'm tweaking something, whatever it is, and leave it back on for the rest of the whole day and come back tomorrow. Boom. Then I cut it off eventually. We do that all the time. Imagine leaving all this stuff on. Yo, imagine leaving all this stuff on right here, man. Imagine leaving all this stuff on, bro. You will be in your feelings, man. So he got 3 amplifiers, $5,000. Now peep this. So that $100 you pay for that amplifier, right? That you crying about, that's what you're paying for. Let's say this is the amplifier. Let's say if that's the one right there, right? Let's say this is the amplifier. Guess what? 2, 3. All for the price of 1. And I can use it how many times I want to use it. You feel me? He got 3 for a reason. This guy got 3 for a reason. Understand what I'm telling you? Look down here. Meters on. Yeah. And the ill thing about this is that when you stacking this stuff on top of each other like this, you have to be cautious about which one you stack on top of each other based on the, what it have in it. Far as, like magnets and different other things, components, it can cause a lot of issues in sound signals and cause a lot of sound and buzz and fuzz coming through and going through your studio monitors and all type of other things, man. When you in this, you don't have those problems. The only problem that you have is when you're dealing with your computer. If your computer is making a lot of noise, or it's not functioning well, or it's not good, then spend $1,000 to buy your new computer, man. $1,000, like this is only $5,000 damn near. Just one of those. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? Like, so you got this beautiful board, which I still love to this day. There's wear and tear on you. Dust is your worst enemy. You can have electrical problems. People love to come to the studio and put liquids on top of stuff and damage something, shock everything up. And, hell, just a little bit of equipment that I do have in the studio. People have a tendency of coming in and want to try to put, liquids by stuff. I'm like, I have to put signs up, man. Like, and sometimes they skip the signs, man. I don't know, what it is, man. So you can't put no liquids on top of it. One spill kill the thrill. Won't be able to pay the bill. So, in here, when you're dealing with this wear and tear, this ain't no wear and tear. It look marvelous every time. Look marvelous every time. when you're doing buses and the workflow of the bus, the workflow of the parallel track, you know, all these wonderful things. When you save that song, you remember it, whatever you named it, boom. See, when it's time for you to travel, go across those waters or whatever you're going to, you know, the network with people, you can't pack all this with you. You can't take all that with you. You can't take this whole studio with you. Yeah, right. You wouldn't even want to take one device. You might want to like taking one device ain't gonna serve no purpose. Well, you bringing one EQ, you got to bring an EQ compressor, a multi-band, a dehiscer. You got to bring all that, man. You can't bring this whole mixer board with you. You can't take it. You have to come to the studio. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to come to the studio. When you got it the other way, all you got to do is bring your audio interface, your laptop. You know, if you got a powerful laptop, you don't got to bring no desktop. Powerful laptop. Your software is already built on your laptop. Some great headphones. You don't got to bring no studio monitors because you can plug them up somewhere else. Or you can bring like a nice Bluetooth, a certain stereo Bluetooth speaker that's very powerful just for the travel purposes. If you go into another studio in that city, you could bring your laptop audio interface. You could bring a mic. You could bring some dope, headphones. And all your plugins and all these right here. See all this rack stuff right here? All this right here is right in here. All the rack stuff right here, right in the rack, right here. That's the rack right there for you, right there. It's all right there. I bring it all, pack it up. I don't got to worry about nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the difference, people. But I'm not saying analog is bad. I'm saying that if most of y'all really understood the analog days, you wouldn't be crying up so much about the digital days. Too many spoiled people, man. Y'all ain't paying no money. Y'all want everything free. And I talked about this before. So I say, you know what? I need to get an image of showing a visual of this. Because some people need to see this. They need to see a visual, these components, these things, and like, do they have insurance on it? Because something cop out on you, then it's like, okay, now I got to go buy another one. Do you have the bread to go buy another one? If this 4,000, you can only imagine how much different other plugins cost. And yeah, sometimes, what a lot of people do, they normally if they buy a certain hardware, they normally get what do they get? They normally get a tube mic for the mic. They get one of those. They probably get the Avalon, something for the mic to boost the mic up, something like that. Or they get them a dope compressor. They get something that's very important, that's useful all the time if they're going to spend a lot of money like that. Get a Poltech, get a dope EQ or something like that they can use in their DAW and then do everything else with, software, stuff like that. And a lot of the times it's to a point where a lot of the engineers don't even use this stuff. They just don't get rid of it because it's very valuable. It costs too much as an investment. But they use the software. Connect the software to the mixer board. When you're changing these knobs up here, these knobs can wear down and tear up. Have like when you turn, like have like a lot of noise in them. Over time. You have to get that replaced, so you have to slide this whole joint out right here and get a new one replaced, put in. This is maintenance, man. And if you only talking about you doing this just for the love, which is cool, you can't just do this for the love. You can't afford it. It won't be no hobby. It'll be straight business with you. It ain't no hobby. Yeah, you did it for a hobby for a minute, but even if you wanted to do it for a hobby with a studio like this, you paying all this money, you don't have time. You can't. This ain't no hobby. You have to make some money off of this, bro, because this costs bread. And y'all complaining about paying a little bit of dollars that y'all pay for on softwares and DAWs, man. Don't be no engineer, man. Don't be no producer. That's all I'm saying. Because guess what? A lot of the top studios I've been to, they still have this stuff in the studio. They still have all this in the studio. That's a fact. They might not have a lot like this, but they still have their racks and everything. They use some of that stuff based on what song they're using, based on if they recording the band or not. Different levels. They still use some of it. Some of it they don't use at all. Hey, just like it, it's right here. You always got it. See, the analog days, it got a certain color to it. Digital is way more cleaner. It sound more crispier. It's more crispier. It's more clear. Using those words, that's digital. But sometimes you still want that analog vibe. So, you use components and devices that give you that certain sound. And guess what? They still got certain analog digital devices that which one I use right now that kind of give you that same sound. This is right here called the palette. Right here. The palette is designed to give you the sound of different boards. And then on top of that, I have a solid state Logic SSL2 audio interface with the 4K legacy option on there, which is this right here. Let me show y'all. Let's go to the internet right quick. Let me show y'all the SSL2. So let's go back right quick. I'm gonna upgrade to the bigger one. So I got this one right here, but I'm gonna upgrade to the bigger one. So believe it or not, this button right here actually make that music sound like the SSL board. How I know? Because I use the SSL board. They got a lot of new modern day stuff they building right now on the SSL. This is probably like the most recent one. This is like the modern when they upgraded to another level. How many tracks is on this? This is $54,000, y'all. Dope. Beautiful thing. $54,000. This is the modern one where you put whatever you want to put in right here. But $54,000. This is basically an interface. This is an audio interface. Look in the back right here. All the power. You plug all the mics in. Whatever you want to plug in, boom, 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 boom in the back. The same thing like how you got your audio interface to SSL or whatever interface you use. This is basically just a big audio interface. That's what this is. Let me see. Can you put names on here? They probably give you the option to put the names right there. You got to name stuff and change it. It's all about your workflow. Don't get it twisted. I still love this, but I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I really don't. Because how many tracks is this? This is Logic. This is with a 32 joint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. That's 32 tracks. Once you run out of these tracks right here, what you gonna do? They probably got another option where you can, switch the tracks. But once you run out of 32 tracks, like what you doing? That's $54,000. Once you run out of 32 tracks, what you doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, they got a way to get creative with it. As far as they using the DAW and everything. If they got their DAW connected to this. Like, everybody don't have their DAW connected to it. They have like something else to record, like like a Roller 1880 or something bigger than that. That's the old school joint. But they have something analog that they can record the vocals through. But most of the time, people using the DAWs now, to record through. So, when you're using the DAW, maybe all these tracks don't connect to that DAW tracks. You might have your first 32 tracks connected to your DAW. But then again, if they got a certain option on here, I assume they should have where once you go past 32 tracks, and then your DAW, you might have like 60 tracks. Once you go to that 31 track, it starts over right here. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. You keep going like that. Then you it switch like that. That's what I think that it do. I tried some of the older ones. It doesn't do it. It don't do that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with that. But in here, I could take this to how many tracks I want to take to. This unlimited tracks. I can add 200 tracks in here if I want to. Even though I don't need 200 tracks, but that's the point. Like 200, So I can bust it down, and add buses to certain effects and stuff like that. So it's pros and cons to this stuff, man. And this is some beautiful equipment, man. Beautiful stuff, man. So he's sitting right here, he mixing, right? In the studio, he mixing in the middle. He can only, do with his arm reaches from right here to right here. He slide way over here to tweak one of the plugins for the vocals, and slide over there to tweak one of the plugins in the vocals, and slide back over here and tweak the stuff up and all that type, And but when you're using your DAW or using Reason, it's right in front of you. It's right in front. I don't gotta slide nowhere. This is my chair. I don't gotta slide over here, slide over there. It's right here in front of me. It's right here in front of me, people. Nothing go bad. Nothing wear out. And even Reason got a combinator. That's just the board. You gotta remember when you're doing production, it ain't no production. This ain't you can't make no beats with this. All this is only for mixing. Now they got tools for the beat, so all this is for mixing. So if you're only using the analog stuff, where you gonna put the stuff to make the beats at? You got the keyboards, Let's see if we could bring up a beat in the hardware studio. See if we can find a beat production studio. Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I love everybody's setup. I love people's setup. I love looking at images and just seeing people amazing setups, man. It inspire me all the time. Like even if I wouldn't do it that way, I just still love it, man. Like I just love to see stuff like this, man. I just love to see everybody creativity, how they set their stuff up, man. It just dope, man. It's dope, man. I big all y'all up who do things different. Don't listen to me. Just do what you do. Whatever suits you. I'm just giving my analogy. Like matter of fact, like look at the studio right here. Even though it's not a beat, a beat making studio, it's just more of like a see they got the screen, they got the tracks, they probably got these tracks connected to these tracks. But hold on, where that image at? Did I just see it? Oh, they got some crazy monitors right here, bro. I know these things cost some serious paper. Hold on, where that image at? Like this is different recording studios. Oh, see that right here is one of them crazy. See, this is a Atmos studio. When they got the speakers like this, that's coming from different angles and everything. Now they got DAWs where they got the plugins to do all that stuff, And then if you got your studio, you set your speakers up that way, you can really be in your bag, doing that. Like, see how they sitting right here? You got to have a whole bunch of people with you. See, when you're doing this, when you're dealing with these bands, see that's a room with the band. So they got to set up where they dealing with the band and everything. Facts. And I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm the type of person, if I had to record a band, I would just make sure I have a serious audio interface that can receive all the right connections, enough connections where I can record that band. And I run everything through this right here. This is what this is for in Reason. With this to the channels, but this right here, hold on. All this right here, the components, the inputs and the outputs right here. But if you run an audio interface, where it got a lot of connections, you can split them out. So when people say you can't record a band in, yes you can. Oh yes you can. It's all about what type of workflow you like. End of the day, it's about what workflow you like. But they always had that. I'm a compact dude. I'm simplicity. Even though, like, see how clean this is? I like it clean like this. I don't like the clutter and stuff like that. But I have, I'm over the boards, man. Like even if somebody gave me one, I probably wouldn't even use it because I have enough boards now. I have a keyboard where my keyboard got controllers on there, so I have enough controllers on my board, on my keyboard that I have connected to my DAW. I have certain knobs. If you give me like 20 knobs, eight. Well, they normally come with 8 knobs, and I got 8 knobs on here with 24 buttons. You know, play, stuff like that. So, end of the day, it's about what you know and about what you use, and that's the difference. And I'm trying to tell people, like, listen, man, y'all very spoiled people because if you doing this, you wouldn't complain about what you need upgraded and what you don't have. What you need upgraded. Yeah, I need the Protec EQ to be upgraded a little bit because it don't sound this and that. No, you're not, because you just spent like $6,000 for it. You're gonna make that shit work. You're gonna make that shit work, bro. You gonna put it to work. You're gonna do what it do, and when you do what it do, you appreciate the music more. You appreciate it more when you made it work. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I say yes. I agree. Reason need a lot of certain workflow features, man. I hope they put them in there. But sometimes certain features, man, like I say, it makes me appreciate the work because when I start doing certain things manually, I appreciate it because now I'm able to do it more precise and go in detail and not skip certain things because these dolls sometimes make us very lazy. So sometimes when you something you don't have, it's better sometimes because it makes you work. It makes you really put in the work and find other ways to do something, and then you appreciate the work even better. That's my point. That's my point. It make you appreciate the work even better. Even better, man. Don't let it be a certain season like wintertime or something like that or whatever it is. You deal with a lot of staticky problems. Like just the stuff that we have in the studio now, it's a lot of shock mode, so you got to be careful. So normally when you dealing with people who, got them serious studios, they create stuff a certain way where they don't got to deal with the shock proof. You touching everything, you just get shock all day. Just the little stuff I have sometimes. Oh my goodness, sometimes I touch the knob, it just shocked the heck out of me, man. I'm like, what the heck going on? One time I bought this certain carpet, no, I had to get rid of it. No, and I had to get rid of it, man. And it's actually good to have carpet in the studio to control the sound from bouncing everywhere. But some carpets you have to, it just carries a lot of static, man. It carries a lot of static, man. A lot of static, people. And I was gonna put carpet in here. That's why I only got this, but I had something bigger. And it was. I'm like, nah, man. I try to find another solution, but it just didn't work. But if y'all know something that I can do, or even better to get rid of that type of stuff, let me know. Cause I was spraying water. I was trying all type of stuff, like reading information about it, but hey, it didn't work, man. So it's like, look at these devices, man. This is probably when they talking to the engineer. They probably got a button. They talk to the engineer. Like, stuff costs money, man. Stuff costs money, and it's a blessing they created the digital way because everybody can't afford stuff. So when people talk about like the hip hop producers, oh, they sampling and everything and all that. You know why they started sampling? They ain't sampled because they wanted to. They sampled because they didn't have a choice. Because stuff like this costs a lot of bread. Let me show you something. Let's go back to matter of fact, let's go pull up a um when I used to use the Roland 1880 back in the day to record vocals. This right here. It's way cheaper now. The Roland 1880 when I used to record artists. Right here. We recorded vocals with this. This thing was actually pretty nice. To record vocals with. 18 tracks, effects and everything. I remember this very well, man. Yep, memories. 349 right now. Use one. I'm surprised they didn't go up on the price on those Jones though. So now let's go to let's go see what the MPC costs. Excuse me. The iCod MPC 2000 Mini. This is one of the originals. Right now it's 500. iCod Professional MPC Live. That's 1,200. 2,000. It's so many different ones now. You know, they don't got levels of. I stopped keeping up, to be honest with you. I just see they got all different beautiful styles that do different things. I'm sure. You know, got ones on this. Look, got ones with the screen like this, and you know, samples all day because they didn't have. They couldn't afford to buy instruments, man. Instruments cost bread, people. Like let's go see what a let's go see what a horn costs. You need every instrument. Look what just the double French horn costs. $9.99. The Eastman horn, 3,000. 3,000. Let's go down the line on these damn instruments, man. Because let's say if you can play them, you want to be a producer, build a studio, right? And let's say you only play the physical things. Let's go to a guitar. There's different type of guitars. 2,000, 1,000, 2,000, 799, 99. Y'all know how much they cost at Guitar Center? 4,000. This is electric guitars, acoustic joint. What acoustic cost? The acoustic cost, you know, based on which one you buying. How much the acoustic guitars cost? This one costs 160. Is it 169 in stock? It must be a very, 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 very cheap one. Maybe not because it's value, but it's different prices for this stuff, man. So, because you might just be a you know a pianist or a guitar player who sing music, so you know that's your production. But when you're a one man band like me, where you need instruments, you're not buying all these instruments unless you, especially if you can't afford them. When you start getting serious paper, you will probably, but you're not buying all these instruments. Like right now, like look, check this out. Like look, I'm learning how to play this. This is my joint right here. Learn how to play this, man. You know, and also got something else. So learn how to play this right here. And I've been having a hard time for years to blow through the damn thing. But I understand it very well. I understand the music very well. Right? So when they couldn't afford a lot of the instruments, they start sampling. That's why they use the MPCs and stuff like that in the records to sample music because they couldn't afford to buy the instrument. And a lot of them knew how to play instruments. We come from that area where a lot of people knew how to play instruments, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go see how much a keyboard costs. A keyboard that with sounds. Like, cause you got the regular pianos with the keys, and then you got the keyboard that I got, which is they call these controllers. And then you got keyboards that have sounds in it. Hold on. Is this one or let me go to a let me go to I'm trying to remember one of the old school keyboards back in the day, man. Matter of fact, let's go. I'm gonna go to the old school. Let's type in a Moog. Look at this Moog right here. This is a synthesizer. Synthesizer sounds. Look how much this John costs. Look at the Moog. This is the Moog Mini Moog where everybody get that certain type of sound from. The Mini Moog, $5,000. $5,000 just to have one of these, just for that particular certain type of style. But when you're in Reason, right? If I go to search, let's go type in Moog. Let's see what pop up. I don't know what's gonna pop up. Let's see. I got all look all this right here. I got with that represent. They got the Moog sound, mono Moog from different instruments that I got in here. Look right here, one man band. Even samples that's Moog, the sound of the Moog, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so you got these instruments right here. You know, these carry those certain sounds. Just one of these, you know, they gonna cost your arm and a leg, man. A certain synthesizer like the Maelstrom, that certain style, or the Subtractor, they gonna cost an arm and a leg. That's a fact. They will cost your arm and a leg. So you spending that money on that stuff, man. This is only for mixing. This is only for mixing. This ain't production. So to produce, you got to get a keyboard. Get your keyboard with a whole varieties of sounds in it. You know, like I think what's one of the keyboards? What is it? Event? I think so. If I'm correct, I know they got the monitors like an event. You know, you got to get a keyboard. Keyboard with sounds. I think this is one of the joints right here, the Ronin Jupiter 2000. When they cost that bread, it's one of them. This is a keyboard that carry a whole bunch of sounds in it. This is so this is a synthesizer. But then again, you got some where they got all type of other sounds. So a person would make beats just with this. It's different setups of studios. They would get a keyboard like this because they dope with the keys, like my man Sid Key Shaw. And they would have them, they were connected to the studio monitors, and they have some dope headphones, you know, and they make beats that way. Then you got some people who got an MPC with studio monitors and a Roland 1880 or something like that to record vocals and headphones, and that's it. You know, but these only carry so much sound. Like, I don't know this one in particular. I think this is just a synthesizer itself. But you got certain keyboards, if I could find one, you know, that I remember that that carries a certain, like, different varieties of sounds, like how you get in your DAW. And they have memory built in them. But the thing is, the memory only goes so far. See, right, this say chord grand. So this might carry a lot of sounds in it. Say organ, guitar, bass, strings, brass. You see, so how much is this keyboard right here? This keyboard run you what, $569? Might not be the best, only got so many. How many sounds it got in it right quick? Let's see. How many sounds it got in? Because those sounds going to eventually play out because it never fails. I always seen it with my people. They're like, yo, man, I don't know. I'm looking for new sounds and everything because, man, it's like the stuff here is the same thing. But inside Reason, I got sounds galore. I know I can download. This is all my instruments right here. Rack extensions. This is all the instruments in rack extensions. Forever, like sounds that I would not go through it. I wouldn't be able to go through all this stuff, man. It's ridiculous, man. How many sounds and presets and everything in here, man. They stock bank is crazy. You know, when you're dealing with the refill right here of the loop supply, this all loops and samples. Every instrument on here has crazy sounds, even the effects. When you go to D-Rex Loop drum loops, look at all the folders of the D-Rex loop. You go right here, Simon, different folders of just samples and, you know, just, yeah. So it's already in here. So you got the mixing, you got the board, you got the like an XSL board, you know, connected to the audio interface. You got the sound bank. All you need is a physical keyboard, and even if you don't got a physical keyboard, guess what? You know, you can use a regular keyboard. And no, my bad. Open up the what they call it, the little regular mouse keyboard on here. Where is that, man? Right here. The WET, you know, press these buttons on a regular keyboard and play music till you get something that you can really play your music on. You get your MIDI controller. People used to be like, won't you get a keyboard with sound? I said, I don't need that. I got away from that because I'm like, all my sounds right here. This is my sound bank. My DAW is my sound bank. All I need is a MIDI controller with knobs on it. Why I need the knobs? The knobs connect to my DAW. I get the most important knobs that I feel, and I connect certain knobs to those certain things on here. Like right, for example, like right here on the level, I got a that's control room. I got a knob for the control room. When I open up the door, that's connected to the control room. When I'm recording sessions, you know, when it comes to the main track right here, the beat track, when I'm dealing with artists, got a mute button. Why? To put pauses in their music during the session that they like. When they playing the music back, they like, yo, I like that. Put that pause in it and then play it back. The gain knob. What the gain knob is for. This is for I change the level of the beat based on what beat I got. The level of the beat. You know, when I'm doing a mic check with the vocals. When they coming in, change the level of that beat. So that's already set up to it. You know, the limiter gain. You know, this is when, you know, when I'm finish up my mastering, you know, mastering the music and everything, I got the limiter gain connected right here to to turn the extra volume of the beat. The palette. You know, what I was showing y'all earlier, this right here. I got the knob to turn these, to change it, you know, go up and down. Reasons have it's great at connecting stuff to stuff, man. They read all the keyboards like it ain't nothing. You know, I know you don't have an option where like a beat keyboard map where like how Cubase is. They dope with it where you can actually create knobs and add stuff in there, and then use those knobs for everything in a certain way. But Reason already reading all your knobs as soon as you connect the keyboard, so you don't need to create that. All you got to do is just connect the keyboard and just press whatever knob you want the knob to be used for. Like for example, like if I just click this right here, and this is the third party jump from RE. If I just click right here and edit, remote, I turn this knob, boop. There you go. There you go. Now it's turning. Turning just like that. This is the third party one too. Because let me tell you something, because a lot of the third party stuff that you get, and they have a hard time of connecting, using in most DAWs connecting with the automation stuff or connecting to your controller. Reason is great with that when it comes to using third-party plugins or even so-called third parties from RE. It's great with using, connecting your knobs to everything. I connect right here, turn the button, boom, press OK. There it goes. Let me know that was connected to something else, which I love. Replace it, turn that knob. Simple. This button right here does this Yep, okay. So I can get this button right here and I can press this. Press that button that could be, number 16. I can turn it on and off. Just like that. Whatever you set up, I got a mono track. I got a mono button right here for the mono. Like I was saying before, but the point what I'm saying is that, man, when you dealing with this, man, you won't complain about Reason so much. And I know, I get it. Certain things Reason still should have, man, to compete. But it's in its own world. It's in its own lane. It's in the world of this. It's in the world of this that most people cannot get away with. They cannot let it go because they still love the analog. I don't want analog to leave. I want people to use analog. I don't want it to leave. I want to see people using it. I might don't use it as well, as much no more, but I still want to see people use analog. And when you go to any studio, especially if you decide to work in a studio, professional studio, you will have to learn these things. Not just the digital world, not just FL Studio, not just Pro Tools, not just Cubase in the Windows, not just, Samplitude or whatever DAW you like, Logic, Ableton Live. No, you will have to use these and also able to connect these to your DAW that you use. And if you can't use your DAW, you using what they provide. And I'm not with that. I want to use what the hell I use. I don't want to use a DAW that they want to force me to use. I ain't with all that. I've been there, done that. I know people like, that's crazy. Nah, because some DAWs I just don't like. I don't. It's not about if I can use it. I can use it. I just don't like it. You want to use what you love, and and that's why it's important. So, in a long story short, if y'all want to learn this and learn these boards and understand these boards, and you never used music before, guess what? This DAW right here, Reason, help you understand all that than any DAW that's out. It teaches you that. Why? Because it got that. The back of the DAW, you can rig everything up. It teaches you all that. So you already have a true understanding when you first coming into a studio doing work to it. This is why I be